I'm Aaron,
I'm Alex.
and welcome into Two in the Booth. Things a little different this week. Maybe you can't tell by my background, but I'm not in my usual confines. But Alex is in his, at least if he hasn't come up with a green screen to replicate the library setting in which he so often finds himself.
That is correct. I'm in my usual friendly confines.
There you go. And we've got a lot to talk about today. A lot looking back on World Baseball Classic. And this is the episode, folks. This is the episode where we go into weather forecaster territory. Things that we are going to say are going to happen that you can be very sure will not happen.
Speak for yourself,
Yeah, okay.
because I have my Nostradamus hat on, the Luck of the Irish, and we are going to make some educated predictions.
Pontifications.
Yeah, some might even call them words of prophecy.
All right. Well, before we get into that, we got some conversation that needs to be had over the future of Team USA, and just kind of thinking back through everything else. I'd like to go on the I'd like to go on the record as saying I called all four teams in the semifinal round.
And there you go. You're already like trying to throw shade on the fact that you don't, you're trying to like, oh, I'm not going to make any right predictions, but here I am predicting all of the World Baseball Classic correct.
Pretty much. And I got Venezuela, United States in the final.
Yes.
However, I was counting on Mason Miller's availability and,
Absolutely
should not have banked on that. So anyway, you wanted to discuss some things regarding the managerial future of Team USA.
Well, can we
Mr.
all agree?
Alex, you have the floor.
Can we all agree Mark DeRosa's probably got to go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on that train.
He had I don't know. It was we'll call it a bumpy landing throughout. It was a bumpy flight, bumpy takeoff, bumpy landing, whatever you want to do it. And he's had 2 stints at the World Baseball Classic, and we've gotten worse. And I just feel like I would love to discuss, like, who would we like to see as a marginal improvement over Mark DeRosa as the lead manager. And again, I'm gonna eliminate right away. I'm assuming like an upturned mop bucket probably would do a better job. So I'm going to take that off the list. And so we can't say that, but like real people, like what would that look like? Who would we like to see in the managerial seat? Because we can assume that from the days of Jim Leland to Mark DeRosa, Jim Leland winning the World Baseball Classic for Team USA, Mark DeRosa, basically sending out, inebriated players in order to try to clinch games that were already clinched but weren't already clinched. That's a massive downgrade. So how do we get back to that Jim Leland level, or to a level where it's like, no, we can be taken seriously without Mark DeRosa at the helm? And so I've got some names in mind.
Ooh.
Some that are a little more like player friendly, some that are a little more like, hey, have a little more legitimacy than Mark DeRosa, but a little more pedigree. But I'd love to just kick this around for a minute. So if you would, I'd like to throw one name out, because was it every 3 years or 4 years?
So every 2 years we do
it's 2 years we do the BC. All right. So we got 2 years left. I'm going to name somebody who's not on the team this year and won't be on the team in 2 years.
Okay.
But would I think be a player-friendly add-on to the bench. Mike Trout. I'll throw his name out as potential manager for World Baseball Classic.
As the coach?
As the manager.
Player-friendly. Still playing?
Well, he's not on the team. He wasn't on the team this year. He won't be on the team in 2 years.
Yeah.
In the same vein, because he won't be playing, Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw could be a good managerial move.
All right.
And then if we're going to, I don't know, again, just kind of dip into the dip into the well of guys who are present managers, or like, I guess present managers have no interest in doing this sort of stuff.
No, because it takes them away from spring training.
It takes them away from spring training. Yeah.
So I've got three. I've got a serious candidate,
Okay.
and a hilarious candidate, and
Yes.
a shoulder shrug candidate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The hilarious candidate, Harold Reynolds.
Okay. Is he even American?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
He would be a great addition to the Team USA consortium.
Okay.
And, you know, he could take the. My motto is there's nowhere to go but up.
What about his teammate?
Like you said, the turned over wash bucket is about what we got with Mark DeRosa. Harold Reynolds is an upturned mop bucket.
Right.
So that's the hilarious. That would be fun.
Yes.
You know, you'd have the entertainment value. You got the MLB Network connection. That could work.
Absolutely could.
Serious one, Bruce Bochy.
So he's on my list. He's on my list as somebody that should really legitimately be looked at. He's retired now. He's got, you know, more World Series appearances and World Series rings than, you know, one hand can count. I just feel like that makes too much sense.
Okay. So then here's my shoulder shrug candidate. You ready?
Okay. All right.
Joe Girardi.
You know, I like that a lot.
As a Phillies fan, I'm torn. It's a shoulder shrug for me because he managed the Phillies. He's managed the Yankees. He's got a playoff pedigree. He won World Series with the Yankees. Is he capable of that now?
That's true. Well, and again, we're not talking about capability. Like, is he capable? Like, we know he's a capable manager. We know he can manage a team.
Okay.
We just don't know, you know, is he, you know, is he going to have the, if you ask if he, does he have the clout or the credibility? I think he does.
Okay.
I think a hilarious candidate, and I'm getting an age on this guy right now. Former manager, and I think he's 75 years old, so he'll be 77. Bobby Valentine of the New York Mets. That might be a combination of like all three of the categories you just laid down.
Well,
it's kind of hilarious, it's kind of serious, and it kind of shrugs.
Yeah.
Bobby Valentine.
Could work.
And just again, kind of bring some. You got to shake it up, right? You just can't just roll out there again with a personality or a B tier personality from MLB TV. Like, it just can't happen again. Yeah. Speaking of which, Joe. So again, regardless of a managerial switch, what about like I don't know. Could you imagine like a guy like a Barry Bonds?
See, so I thought about him and I thought about Mark McGwire.
Yes.
I think because of the whole steroidness.
Well, would that be a way for them to kind of like build their way back into the good graces of baseball?
Like, you take us to the promised land and we'll let you into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And again, as corrupt as Rob Manfred is, you probably could like see some negotiation like that. Like, hey, we will come to an agreement, kind of like, you know, as soon as Pete Rose dies, we'll kind of clear his name. If
Pete Rose could be a guy to manage Team USA.
You could. If you win the World Baseball Classic, we will exonerate you and we'll give you like a free pass to the Hall of Fame.
Man, maybe Darryl Strawberry could use that. You know,
yeah, that could happen as well.
A lot of different guys that this could be their opportunity for redemption. John Rocker, I heard he's interested in potentially clearing his name. Maybe he takes that as well.
Yeah.
So never know.
ABS has to be a thing in the next World Baseball Classic. It has to be.
Yeah, yeah. We're both Americans. And we're not okay with how things ended with the Dominican Republic, United States.
After the strike three heard around the world there,
basically,
where it was 4 to 6 inches below the plate, that was absolutely crazy. And we have to have ABS. And I don't like that players sign up to play, and then like, you know, was it Omar Lopez or whatever his name is, the manager for the Venezuelan team? Like, is fielding calls from front office managers at 3 a.m. before the game and is like, hey, here's how and under what circumstances said player can and cannot be used.
Yeah.
I don't care for that.
And I guess that's the business side of things that like has to be there. But at the same time, you're like, but it really gives it an ick factor when the broadcasters are like, he could be using so-and-so, except his team was like, yeah, we really don't want you to use him unless it's a save situation.
Right. And that's where I'm like, my gosh, like if the business side of it is that big of a piece, then the whole thing has to be reevaluated.
Yeah.
Like you either take a play out of like what the NHL is doing every other year with kind of like the Cup of Nations or whatever. What you got to do is you got to reduce down the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take like a week and a half or even just like the better part of a whole week, and you actually play like a round robin tournament with just like the biggest teams and do it over the All-Star break.
Or make that the All-Star break.
Yeah, make it the All-Star
game.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, so let's be honest. Like, who over the last several years has seen the energy in the All-Star game that you saw in the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals, semifinals, and final?
Not since Cal Ripken hit a home run in his last All-Star game have we seen excitement like that.
Exactly. So if you get rid of the All-Star game, you can still have the home run derby. Absolutely. Keep that. Ditch the futures game.
Yes.
And then basically you can have qualifiers taking place intermittently leading up to, then you have the field of 8, and you have the field of 8 that plays on Monday.
Yes.
Tuesday's off. Wednesday you have the semis. Thursday you're off. Friday you have the final.
Whoa, what are you proposing? The semis?
Like the semifinals.
Oh, I thought it was a Ron Swanson semi.
Okay. Quarterfinals Monday, semifinals Wednesday, final Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Baseball resumes Monday. Full week for players that aren't a part of this, and maybe it would compel some players to become a part of it.
Absolutely.
You could either host it all in, a city like New York where you have the Met Stadium and Yankee Stadium available. You could host it in Baltimore where you have the Baltimore Stadium and the National Stadium within striking distance. You could do a Keystone thing and have games in Pittsburgh and Philly. You could have it. I mean, California's got multiple teams. Texas has multiple teams. Florida has multiple teams. You got
Pennsylvania has multiple
sites.
teams.
Correct. Pittsburgh and Philly. So there are situations where you got ballparks. Chicago's another situation. You got scenarios where you got ballparks that are within a couple hours of each other. And you could have the quarterfinals hosted in 2 ballparks. And then Wednesday, everything's hosted on one field. And Friday, of course, the final game is hosted on one field. And maybe that's a great way to kind of mix it up. Home run derby could be on one of the off nights, Tuesday or Thursday. Just, totally unplanned discussion on our part for this.
No, I think there's ways to do it better. And I get it. No, I don't get it. Like, I don't know why they got to give a spot to the Czech Republic or Croatia or, Senegal or wherever.
It's for the Cinderella story. Okay. It's the TCUs of the world that screw up brackets like yours. And we need that in sports.
I will say this, though, as an American, super happy for the Venezuelans. Super happy. Like, just as a Tigers fan, did me good to see Victor Martinez and Miguel Cabrera, kind of sobbing like children, on the stage. And I just, I don't know. It just felt, I don't know. We talked about it last week. The spirit of the Latin American ball players takes the whole thing to another level. And
when you feel good for a team that has Johan Santana as its pitching coach and Miguel Cabrera as its hitting coach.
Absolutely. And if I could get a word out to, because I know he's a friend of the podcast. If I could get a word out to Scott Harris, I would say, when the brain trust implodes, that's presently the hitting coaching staff. maybe you call Miguel Cabrera and bring him in.
Maybe
So.
that'd be sick. You got Justin Verlander in the fold. Bring Miguel Cabrera back. You got some old time vibes going on right there.
Absolutely. All right. So we doing
All right.
predictions, or are we going to go
Yeah.
and are we going to let me gripe against the commissioner of our fantasy baseball league?
No. There's no place for griping in this public medium.
Okay.
There are other public mediums where that can be a thing. All right. So we're at the time now where we're doing predictions. Just for posterity's sake, let me run you through what we thought was going to happen this time last year. Alex thought the Mets were going to win the East, the Cubs were going to win the Central, and the Dodgers were going to win the West.
Yikes.
Got the Dodgers. The Mets sorely missed out. And the Cubs, I think, were a wild card last year. The Brewers ran away with the Central.
They did.
On an equally sad note, I thought the Phillies were going to win the East. They did, but got eliminated in the first round. I thought the Pirates were going to win the Central. They weren't even close.
No, they weren't.
And the Diamondbacks, I thought were going to win the West. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Okay.
In the American League, you had the Rangers winning the West. I had the Astros. Neither of those teams won the West. Mariners won the West, correct?
Mariners won the West, yes.
You had the Royals winning the Central. I had the Guardians winning the Central.
Which you were correct.
Guardians won the Central, correct. Then you had the Red Sox in the East, and I had the Orioles in the East.
Yikes.
Yeah. We both had the Orioles as the American League champions. You had the Cubs as the National League champions. I had the Phillies. World Series champions, you had the Astros, and I had the Orioles.
We can do better. We can do better. We will do better.
So Cy Young, you picked Paul Skeens for the National League. I picked Zach Wheeler. Nicely done. That was kind of a gimme, though. MVP, you had Juan Soto. I had Austin Riley. Come on, it's Shohei every stinking time. Coach of the year, manager of the year. You had Brian Snitker. I had Terry Francona.
And Brian Snitker is no longer in baseball.
He is a consultant with the Braves now. Get it right.
Ain't that grand?
You had Cole Reagans as the American League Cy Young.
Oh, yeah.
I had Logan Gilbert. I can't believe you did your boy Tarek Skubal dirty, man. That was messed up. Bobby Witt Jr. as the MVP was your pick. Gunnar Henderson was mine. Coach of the year, Matt Quattaro for the Royals. And I had Mark Kotze, the Athletics. Well, it was okay. So this year we're going to do better.
We are going to do better. We will do better.
We can't do much worse than we did last year.
We can't. What am I doing here with my screen?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so let's start off. We'll do division winners, and then we're just going to skip the American League and National League champions. We'll just go straight World Series champion. Okay, so it would be possible for you. I think there's 3 wild card spots, correct? So it would be possible for you to have a team that you don't pick to win a division win the World Series. So let that be said. If you think one of the wild card teams is going to get hot or something like that, be my guest. So we'll figure that out, and then World Series champ, obviously, and then. Do you want to do Cy Young MVP Coach of the Year, or do you want to hold off on that till next week and we find out who got injured over the weekend?
No, we're doing it today. We're doing it today.
We're doing it today.
We're doing all of it.
All right. So National League East. Marlins, Mets, Nationals, Braves, Phillies. Who you got? I'm writing it down in Apple Sharpie.
The New York Football Mets.
No, this year, not last year. Yeah, this year.
I'm running it back again. The New York Mets. The New York Mets are going to make a run at the division. They've added some pieces. They're going to trade for Tarek Skubal. The New York Mets. Let's do this thing.
Dang. Bold play.
Make it happen. Speak it into existence. The Mets.
Manifest your destiny.
Yeah, exactly. The Mets will get it done this year.
All right. Well, this is not going to surprise anyone. I'm wearing the hat of the team that I think is going to win the East. The Phillies got sneaky with Adolis Garcia, and I think maybe they go trade for Tarek Skubal. And can you imagine Christopher Sanchez, Zach Wheeler, a healthy Zach Wheeler, Jesus Luzardo, and Tarek Skubal? You got 3 of the top 5 lefties in the league.
That means Christopher Sanchez would have come to Detroit if that happens.
I think we've reacquired Matt Vierling, and I hear Scott Harris is already interested. So, National League Central, got the Pirates, Reds, Cardinals, Cubs, and Brewers.
I sound like a broken record. We're going to Chicago Cubs.
Man,
the Chicago Cubs. They will figure out a way to chase down the Brewers this year.
Wow.
And Craig Counsell, a plan comes together. They went out and got Alex Bregman. They're gonna find a way. Palencia was the hero of the World Baseball Classic. They got nothing but upside here, and they went out and got Edward Cabrera in the rotation.
Moves the needle.
And so we're gonna figure it out. So I'm going Chicago. Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are gonna win all season long. So
162-0.
Yeah, well, give or take.
Give or take a couple games. Call me a bandwagon fan. Call me the one that destines them to not win the Central. I'm going to go Brewers.
That's the safe play. I mean, they're the queen of the division the last 2 years, king of the division. So, yeah.
And hopefully I jinx them, and who I want to win the Central, the Pirates, hopefully they win the Central, but I'm not picking them officially.
Absolutely.
National League West. Do you have anybody but the Dodgers winning the West? And if so, who? Your options are the Rockies, Diamondbacks, Giants, Padres, Dodgers.
Just whatever. Take the Dodgers. I mean, I don't even want to pick. I'm not picking. I choose not to pick. I choose not to pick. I abstain, but it's the Dodgers.
All right.
The Dodgers.
I'm writing the Dodgers in. Again, jinxing them of their certain success.
I hope so. We could only be so lucky.
I might be the pick that America grows to love because I picked the Dodgers to win. American League. Let's start with the East. Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles, Rays, and who else am I missing? Blue Jays. Duh.
Blue Jays.
All right. Who you got winning the AL East?
This is tough.
It is.
This is tough.
I know you don't like it.
I think I'm gonna roll with the Yankees. And just ride with Judge and the boys.
You're judging the boys. So for me, it's tough, right? Like, and to elaborate on where I think you would be going with this, you got the Blue Jays, who were the representatives of the American League in the World Series last year. They, if anything, either stayed the same or got slightly better.
They did.
You got the Red Sox, who lost Alex Bregman, but they've gotten better, traded for some significant starting pitching. Ranger Suarez being the front end or the front piece of that. You got him and Garrett Crochet 1-2 in your rotation. You got the Yankees, who have Judge. Garrett Cole's back. He should be in the rotation. Luis Heel. Got Ben Rice. You got this other kid, one of their prospects who's been tearing it up during spring training. Did they put it together? And then, to me, the most intriguing one of this, because we both perpetually and perennially underestimate the Rays and Kevin Cash.
Mm-hmm.
They got Junior Caminero. He did some work in the WBC. The Orioles are intriguing to me. They went out, signed Pete Alonso.
They did.
You got a stud at first base.
They did.
Gunnar Henderson had a horrible season. He can't have much worse of a season than he had last year. Jackson Holiday is going to continue developing. He should be a significant improvement. You got Trevor Rogers, Tyler Rogers, one of the Rogers boys.
Yes.
You traded away Grayson Rodriguez, but you got Kyle Bradish. You got Chris Bassett from the Blue Jays. You have Adley Rushman and Sam Basayo. I'm going Orioles for the division. I picked him last year. I'm picking him this year for sentimental and family reasons. Go Orioles. I know I'm not wearing my Orioles hat, but it's coming. It's going to show up at some point. AL Central. Tigers, Guardians, Royals. Who else am I missing?
Twins.
White Sox. Oh, yeah, the White Sox. All right, of those 5, who do you see rising to the top, winning the American League Central? Oh, he's finally going with your Tigers.
If it's not this year, when will it be? I don't know. Framber Valdez, they bring him in. Tarek Skubal will at least pitch part of the season for the Tigers. They're going to find a way to score a few runs. The Tigers have to be it. Kevin McGonigal is going to be the starting shortstop out of camp. You got to feel good about the Tigers. And so the Tigers. And if it's not this year, I'll never pick them again to win the division.
Ooh, going on record. You're right. The Tigers are a good pick, but I think there's a better pick.
Go ahead.
Kansas City Royals.
Kansas City Royals. The Kansas City Royals.
My new favorite player from the World Baseball Classic, Bobby Witt Jr.
Vinny Pasquantino.
The espresso chugging first baseman. To me, so think about the Kansas City Royals budding stars that did something of significance in the WBC. Pasquantino was a key member of the feel-good story that was Team Italy.
Yep, he was.
Michael Garcia was the MVP of the whole World Baseball Classic. He had a breakout season last year. Great things. Bobby Witt Jr. flashed me back to Derek Jeter so many times during the WBC. Some of those plays he made on defense.
When he made that diving play and then rolled the ball across the infield, he grounded it out to first base. That was fantastic.
And got Alejandro Kirk.
No, I don't think I think the guy beat it out.
Yeah, well, but his eagerness, his intensity, the pace with which he plays the game. I'm a believer in Bobby Witt Jr. And Pasquantino, some of those. Well, maybe your Cy Young Award winner from last year pick. Maybe he actually wins it this year. Cole Reagans, they got some other good young arms in their rotation. I'm going with the Royals. Okay, West.
I'm a believer. I'm a survivor.
Angels, Mariners, Astros, Rangers, and my last team that I'm missing. Yeah, those Athletics, as we should now affectionately call them.
Athletics.
All right, who you got?
I'm going to go with I know it's going to be the Mariners, but I can't do it. I'm going to go. They lost.
Deep breaths. You can do this.
They have any pitching. Houston Astros.
The Astros.
Houston Astros. They'll figure it out. Find a way. Framber Valdez or Yordan Alvarez might play the whole season this year.
Keyword there, might
play the whole season this year. That would be fantastic if he did.
I'm gonna go. This is my 16 seed pick. I'm going with the Athletics.
Yeah, the question is, do they have anybody that can pitch? That's the question. Anybody at all?
But they find a way. And they got Mason. No, they don't have Mason Miller, but they got a ton of prospects for Mason Miller.
They do have a ton of prospects for Mason Miller. They do.
I'm going with the Athletics.
So we're gonna look back on this and be like, yeah, we should have just took the Mariners.
We were idiots. But in the meantime, it's been a lot of fun. And now we come to the defining moment. World Series champions. To follow your line of argumentation, it's now or never for this one group that you chose to win a division. Are you going to pick them to win it all?
Nope. I'm not.
Okay.
I am going to pick. I just can't. I want to live in a world where the Dodgers don't make the World Series. I just want to live in a world
That
where the
could be
Dodgers
2026.
don't make the World Series. I am going to pick the Blue Jays over the Phillies in the World Series.
Wow.
The Blue Jays over the Phillies in the World Series.
And your champion is the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays, yes. Blue Jays over the Phillies in the World Series.
Well, thank you for taking the Phillies all the way to the World Series.
You're welcome.
As I look at, who we've picked, and I'm thinking through some of the other teams, you're right in that, like, the Dodgers and Yankees and now Blue Jays, they just have that, like, thirst for October hard baked into their DNA as a team, right? Like, you feel like they play the regular season knowing October is coming and they're going to be there.
Yes.
So it's hard to not pick one of those three because you're just like, they play for this. Same thing with the Astros. They kind of have that DNA that's built in. I'm going to go, oh man. I'm going to go Royals.
Oh my gosh. The Royals, dude? You're going to do that to me?
No, I was just joshing with you. I'm going to go, I can't do this, man. I can't do this. I'm going to get a lot of flack from this from my family.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to go Phillies. I'm writing it down in Apple Sharpie right now. Phillies and in the American League, I'm going to go Mariners.
Phillies, Mariners, with your World Series champion being?
The Phillies. I got to do it, man. Got to do it. If it's not this year, when is it? Aaron Nola looked good. So
side bet, I am going to predict that Bryce Harper does not hit a home run until the third week of April.
Until the pivotal game of the Phillies season when they might be eliminated from playoff contention?
Third week of April. So he's going to go 3 weeks without hitting a home run.
The scary part of that is I could see that as a possible scenario, and I don't like that one bit. I really don't. Thanks a lot. All right, so let's talk Cy Young, MVP, and we're not going to bother with Coach of the Year at this point. Who cares about that? Cy Young and MVP. Who you got for Cy Young?
Would you be surprised if I told you Trevor Rogers got a 5th place vote for Cy Young last year? Would you be surprised if I told you that?
Trevor Rogers, the pitcher for the Orioles?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, just something to look at there.
Yep.
I am going to go in the Cy Young in the American League. I am going to go with, give me an age on this guy. Ooh, I like that.
Ooh.
Brian Wu of the Seattle Mariners.
Okay.
I'm going to go Brian Wu there. And I am going to take Yoshinobu Yamamoto in the National League for the Cy Young. Give me Yamamoto and Brian Wu. Have an Asian flair with my picks for Cy Young.
Now, question for you. Do you think Tarek Skubal doesn't win the Cy Young because he changes leagues in the middle of the year and doesn't qualify?
No, I think he just doesn't. I think he takes a step backwards this year because he's had enough shenanigans this year. Or in the offseason, everything else. I think he does take it might be a marginal step backwards. So it's going to be a step backwards where he's not going to be Cy Young caliber.
Wow. So I get what you're saying. However, this is a contract year for him. Like,
hope he does well.
He's gunning for all the marbles.
He gave up 5 runs in 2 innings to the 4 runs in 2 innings to the Phillies today. So
this is his opportunity to become the highest paid pitcher in baseball next offseason.
That's
and
true.
He's a Scott Boras client. and they treated him with kid gloves in the World Baseball Classic.
They did.
I think he's going to be a man on a mission. And I think he's going to get traded to a National League team and will win the Cy Young Award in the National League.
Interesting. Over Paul Skeens.
Well, I mean,
who will pitch the whole year in the National League.
Do you know that, though? Because, the Pirates got to get something for him, man. And his value has never been higher.
Never been higher.
In the American League, this one's a little bit tighter just because, pitching in the American League sucks. Especially if Tarek Skubal gets traded away. I think I like one of the two lefties for the Red Sox, either Ranger Suarez or Garrett Crochet. I know Logan Gilbert. I picked him last year to win the Cy Young. You've got Brian Wu. Emmanuel Clase is not going to be winning the Cy Young for any team for the foreseeable future. And I'm just trying to think. I mean, Garrett Cole would be a feel-good story. I could see him being comeback player of the year. Shane Bieber, is he still with the Blue Jays?
He is. He should be healthy this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, the other figure into this who burst into the World Series stage, Trey Yesavage. Could be decent as well. You also got those sneaky good pitchers down in Tampa Bay, the Shane McClanahans of the world, if you will. But I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to go Jacob deGrom.
Jacob deGrom. Wow. In his year 38 season.
Stranger things have happened.
Make it happen, Captain.
That's why they play the game.
It's absolutely why they play the game.
Most valuable player, who you got? National League.
Well, assuming that we're both going to pick Shohei, or assuming he's going to win it.
Yep.
Assuming he's going to win it. If Shohei doesn't win it, I think, yikes. It's just tough. It's just really, really tough. Because there is a massive drop off here. I think I'm going to pick. That is absolutely nuts. Do you know who the fourth place finisher in the MVP voting was last year? Geraldo Perdomo. Good grief.
He was a stud for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, he was something for the Diamondbacks, that's for sure.
Yep.
I mean, it's Shohei Ohtani, and it's probably a big drop off after that. So you just might as well give it to Ohtani.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
I mean,
I hear what you're saying.
There's nothing to understand. It's just, are you going to take the field or are you going to take Shohei? That's the question.
Well, I get that. I think I'm going to go with someone in the NL West who would have to pull off a superhuman season to pull the MVP away from Shohei.
And he's going to need that superhuman juice that he's known to take.
I'm going to take Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yep, and he knows how to take the juice. He knows he has a dealer that will give him the drugs that can get him across the finish line as long as he doesn't get caught.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take your MVP pick from last season for the American League as my pick this year, given my newly discovered affection for Bobby Witt Jr. So I got him winning the Cy Young, or not the Cy Young, the MVP in the American League. What about you?
Wait, who did I pick last year?
You picked Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt Jr. I did pick him last year, didn't I? Check that out.
So are you going to take Aaron Judge or are you going to take the field?
I am going to take Jose Ramirez of the Guardians.
Ooh, J-Bats.
Jose Ramirez. He's now a lifelong Clevelander. He will be. Cleveland will find a way to hang around. They'll probably end up finding a way to win the division. And if they do, it'll be because Jose Ramirez just had an absolute tank of a season.
Yeah.
And so Jose Ramirez.
All right.
To win the MVP.
So just to recap, we've got.
You're good. Yeah, Jose Ramirez. Give me Jose Ramirez.
Do you want to put a vote in for Spencer Torkelson?
I want to put a vote in for Nick Kurtz of the Athletics.
Oh, Rookie of the Year. And then it could be Big Bopper.
Big Bopper, yeah.
No Big Dumper.
Big Dumper, I think, So takes a step back this season.
Becomes the small dumper.
And a little tiny dumper. The little dumper that could, if you will.
The little dumper that could. All right, so you've got Mets, Cubs, silent on the NL West. Astros, Tigers, Yankees in the American League. I've got Phillies, Brewers, Dodgers in the National League. Athletics, Royals, Orioles in the American League. World Series champions, you've got Blue Jays versus Phillies in the World Series. Blue Jays win.
Yes.
I've got Mariners versus Phillies in the World Series. Phillies win.
Sure.
All right. Cy Young in the National League, you've got Yamamoto. I think Tarek Skubal is being traded to the National League, and I'm picking him to win the Cy Young in the National League. He'll become a 2-time American League Cy Young Award winner and the National League Cy Young Award winner and the first three-peat Cy Young Award winner in between leagues.
Isn't that something?
You've got Brian Wu winning the Cy Young in the American League, and I've got Jacob deGrom. MVPs, you've got Ohtani in the National League. I've got Fernando Tatis Jr. You've got Jose Ramirez in the American League, and I have Bobby Witt Jr. Going with the junior theme for my MVPs.
Junior.
So that's our predictions for this year. And if you are putting down some predictions for this year, you probably don't want to pick any of those unless they're safe picks like the Dodgers or Shohei Ohtani or, somebody else. But you definitely don't want to pick some of what we've picked. And, dude, opening day next week.
Yeah, what is it? Is it Thursday next week?
Wednesday
next week.
Wednesday.
What a deal. What a deal.
On Netflix.
Seriously?
Since when? Since when does
Seriously?
Netflix?
Seriously?
Yes. Dumb.
Well, we can dump on that when we
sign up for a new 7-day trial of Netflix.
Jeez Louise, that's so bad. So
create
bad.
an email called Netflix for the loss 373 at Gmail, and then sign up for a Netflix trial. Could be epic.
Like it.
Hopefully this episode's been epic. It's been epically long. It's got a lot of our predictions and, just thoughts about the upcoming season. We're excited for it. Baseball is back, baby. Better than ever. We'll be back next week with another edition of Two in the Booth. And until then, we're out of here.